Hello everyone. In this class, we will discuss about the collections framework. So, why do we need a framework, and what exactly is a framework, and why do we need a collections framework? So, you may have come across various other type of instances in the practical life. For example, let me give an example to you. If you want to insert a group of 15 students in an object, how will you do that? Perhaps you will create one object and you will create an array of such 15 objects. Now, in this set of 15 objects array, you want to add another object. Now, what will you do? You will perhaps create a new array with the size of 16. Now, copy all the 15 previously existing objects and now add it in the new array, isn't it? Now, this may look to be okay for one instance, but suppose the list is growing and shrinking. Now you want to delete something in between, let's say third index. What will you do? You will delete the third index, copy all the fourth, fifth, sixth, so on up till the 15th index, till the third index, and this cumbersome task you have to do. And suppose it does not have only 16 elements, it has 10,000 elements, and the addition, deletion, and modification keeps on happening. Doing just by array, of course, it is possible. An array of any object you can have it, and modifications you can still keep on having it. But the problem still would be it's a lot cumbersome. It will take time, and and you will keep on figuring out how to delete, add, and write a lot of code for that. So for that purpose only, we have collections framework. That framework provides us the capability in which the group of objects can be handled, manipulated, can be extended, deleted in a very very cleaner and easier way for us. This framework provides a lot of things. It has interfaces, it has classes, and it's a group of interfaces and classes that allows us to operate on a set of objects in a way that we desire. So our desiration can be different. Our desiration, we may want a collection in which there are no duplicate elements. We may want a list in which the retrieval is very fast, not only in the order of one, but in the order of less than one. And for that we have a separate type of a list that we can use, and so on and so forth. So for every purpose we have a separate list, and the collections complete framework provides us the capabilities so that we can insert, delete, manipulate a group of elements the way we desire. Based upon our desiration, we can use different set of collections. So let us see what does it provide. There are different classes that are provided in the collections framework. There is a set of classes that are provided, and there are a set of interfaces that are provided. Now this is a very nice diagram for the collections framework. This has been taken from Wikipedia directly. So this collections framework has an interface collection which uh, which uh, which which extends iterable, and then there are certain other set of interfaces that are extended. Now there are certain set of abstract classes like abstract collection, abstract list, abstract queue, and there are concrete classes which implement interfaces and extend abstract classes. These are generally listed in this. So we may use array list. So the difference between array and array list primarily is the same that we have just shared right now, that the insertion, deletion, shrinking, growing of the list becomes a lot more easier for us to handle. Everything is handled on the back end or on the background by the methods of the collections framework. They may be either specified in the abstract list, they may either be specified in a list or somewhere else, but they are available to us and we can use most of them. So in the next set of videos we will directly jump on to a few of the implementations of the collections framework. Thank you so much.